You're welcome, Bethany, for Candy. Just kidding. However, about 2 weeks before my first day at Milliken, Rickay and I played together in a celebrity basketball game. And I knew Rickay's, past. And I knew that she was a good basketball player, but I played church basketball. I run and I work out, and this was a celebrity basketball match. It was like for fun. And I had played in these matches before and done pretty well, even with some other former Wofford basketball players, but this was Rickay's first year, I think. Yeah. And Rickay did not come to play. She came to win.
Right.
And Rickay was not on my team. And so my first experience with the real Rickay Harris was the first time I caught the ball and was about to go up, and the ball was gone. Every time I got my hands on the ball that night, I didn't even have time to position myself to do the next thing before she had swiped it out of my hands. And so when I saw these pictures of you in fitness gear on the cover of your book, I thought, I'm not really sure I'm going to be able to stomach talking to you about getting in shape, Rickay Harris. But
You good.
I will say, I was super proud of you, and I'm glad to know that drive is in there, and I love every aspect of you. So I was excited and pleased and very, very honored to get to read it. Yeah. We ready?
We're ready.
Okay, all right. Well, I told you I was going to throw some trick questions at you, and so we're going to start with one. Really put you on the spot here.
Okay.
And I'm going to ask this question because of that story, and also because I heard a few people asking it already in the audience. Before we get into the scripted questions,
Yes.
what does it mean to get in shape?
Whew. Well, it is an acronym or an acrostic acronym. Get me right. Keep it
Go
straight.
up and down and then do a sentence beside it. It's an acrostic.
Okay,
We
bet.
could do that too.
One of them. And so it's the push, right? The book is mad about it, how to push through disappointment. And so we will do that by getting in shape. And I can tell you, want me to tell you what all of those are, or you want to read it in the book?
You tell me. You're the...
Y'all want to get in shape?
Yes.
Read the book.
And if you don't have a copy yet, you can get one right over here. And for those who I told, just forget it.
My bad.
All right, Rickay, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Rickay, every book has a moment that nearly didn't make it in the book. One that the author agonized over or maybe was too embarrassed to talk about. Was there a passage, a chapter, or an idea in Mad About It that you went back and forth on before finally saying, okay, you're making it in the book?
Ooh. Am I allowed to say the whole book? The whole book. No, I mean, real talk, but okay, we've already done this, but raise your hand if you know me through church or we go to church together. Even if not the same church, but you've seen me in church. Okay, bet. Raise your hand if you work in Milliken. Bet. And raise your hand if I know you out in the community some type of way. Okay, or we do both. Work, church, everything. Everyone in this room. So I was like, am I supposed to put the real Rickay on blast? I literally had the bestie read probably every page because I was like, look, I sit next my church neighbor, red hat, there you go. I'm gonna sit next to her in a few hours. A lot of the things that I talk about spiritually, I mean, it impacted me, and I know that I'm going to sit with these same people every Sunday for the remainder of the year. So it was like, am I gonna be that vulnerable that my church neighbor is gonna be all in my business? Also, this table right here, I'll see y'all jokers Monday through Friday, 8 to 6. We'll talk about the Milliken hours in a minute, but 8 to 5. And so it was like, there are some stories in here that you can kind of figure out where I work. Not that it's about anyone here, but how real am I going to get where I could potentially, rock the boat? And so the whole book kind of was, how deep am I going to get? And with that, I will say I probably struggled to admit initially that I was like just disappointed with God. I don't know if you're allowed to even say that, but that's kind of what I was feeling. And if you say that out loud, half the people in this room I go to church with, that's the one that I believe in. And I'm like, not really excited necessarily about some of the things, or I was disappointed, Sonia, about some of the things that he has done or allowed me to experience, Betsy, and then some of the things that he hasn't done. And some of those feelings, Christine, they just weren't sitting well with me, and I struggled with, am I going to share that? Now, maybe y'all already knew, because apparently I wasn't hiding the frustration.
No poker face. No poker face.
Apparently there was no poker face. But all of us in this room, regardless of where the disappointment comes from, we've had some things that have let us down. We've had some things that we've expected to happen that didn't quite go our way. We've had some things that we didn't expect to happen that end up, maybe being good or bad, unexpectations, right? And the deeper the connection, the deeper the cut, right? So I'm putting all I know into this source, and to feel let down, Stacy, it threw me for a loop, and I wrestled and struggled with that. But even in this room, think about, like, everyone that's in here, y'all love me, we're all connected, and I appreciate y'all for being here. If anyone outside today comes through with mad about it, that's not in here, and they don't necessarily like it or agree with it, it might cut. I might bleed a little bit, but I really don't care, because I don't know them. Now, y'all inside here, if you don't like it, don't tell me. I'm kidding. Don't blast it on social media and talk about it's trash. Just call me or text me and let me know how you're thinking about it. But y'all in this room, it means something if that cuts a little bit deeper. You know what I'm saying? And so I was bleeding, Betsy, and I just didn't know how real I wanted to get.
Well, it's not trash. There's a lot of good stuff in there.
Thank you.
And we're so glad that you did get vulnerable. This is not about me, but you just made me think of a story. So I am a pastor's child. My dad was a Baptist minister, and my mom is a Baptist minister's wife, and she has a list that she plans to take to God when she gets to the pearly gates. She keeps it in a file folder. It started with one thing many years ago when I was a child, and we lost a friend very tragically, and she wrote that friend's name down and said, I'm going to ask God about this when I get there. And that list is many, many, many pages long. And I think God can take it. I think God can.
I'm going to send her a few to add.
Good. Good. All right, moving on. For those who haven't read the book yet, give us a little insight. So the title, Mad About It, feels like it's provocative and feels like it's playful. What does being mad about it mean to you in the context of this book? And at what point did you realize that embracing that rather than taming it was the story that you wanted to tell? What made you go for the vulnerable?
Booker, thank you. Initially, I can't lie. I mean, I think I struggled to even admit that I was even mad. Right? Because, I mean, what does that even mean? And can we even do that? Right? Am I really supposed to be like, I'm angry, I'm upset about this? So the initial phase was which is plug for Kay's first stage of disappointment, which is denial. I just didn't want to admit it. My mantra my entire life essentially has been, never let them see you sweat. Mm-hmm. Just not going to do it. You're not going to break me. You're not going to get me down. If I got to cry, I'm going in the corner, but you're not going to see me, Crystal. And it was harder, Betsy, to go into the corner. So if you think about seeing yourself sweat, I realized that I wasn't just not letting y'all not see me sweat. I wouldn't even let myself see me sweat. But if you're walking around saying that you're not hurting, if you're hurting, does it mean you're not hurting? If the tree falls in the no, I'm just playing. But you understand what I'm saying. If you say it, does it mean? If you don't say it, does it mean it's not really happening? So it took me a minute to become okay, but I wanted everyone to know you can be mad about it, and it's okay. So I think essentially I was in denial, but then I'm also here to free y'all that if you are, it's okay. But the question is, how long do we stay?
That part.
Right? We'll allow the frustration. We'll have a moment. The bestie will know. We gotta talk this out. Sometimes our conversations are not always, professional conversations. We'll get, we get real. And so I was just like, well, let's talk about it. You, family, God, anybody. Y'all gonna hear, I got some stuff to say, so let's get this out. And so I want everyone to be okay with it, sorry. And then everyone in the room, so, all right, we don't tell them everything, Betsy, but first stage of Rakay's disappointment, denial. Fifth stage, disappear. And so when Natalie was talking about, I could feel within myself when I wanted to, and not necessarily suicidal thoughts, but I recognize that people can get that far. But when you find yourself essentially checking out, you gotta phone a friend or a therapist or whoever it is that you need to talk to that can kind of bring you back in. And so that's what Mad About It is for me, being vulnerable, being open, and ultimately I embraced it and am moving forward. I'm good. But I knew that I had to be free so that I can free others in this room that might be dealing with the same thing.
Thank you, okay. And I often talk about this in my own life, and just listening to you and Natalie and some of the others in the room, I know you also have a great cloud of relentless friends who know when you need to be pulled out of that disappear zone as well. So thanks to those for Rakay and for all of us. No secret, we've already kind of gotten there a little bit, but this book is deeply personal, but it's also universal. Was there a moment in the process when you realized this isn't just my story anymore? This story belongs to other people too.
Yeah, man. I'm joking because it happened with Booker. We started down this path, or I thought I was starting down this path for personal self-gain, and we were getting delayed because this joker was getting in shape. And I'm like, he's supposed to be sending me back his homework, and he over here doing what I've asked him to do from the book, and he's delaying the process. Get in shape on your own time. While we're doing this book, man. And so then, while he was like working through it, I was like, okay, well, we might be on to something. I start off, I wasn't joking, but I start off like, I'm not sure if I'm serious, or I told him, I don't want our friendship to suffer because of this, so if you come back and say it's trash, then I'll put it to bed. Because I'm not a writer. I don't know.
Well, you are.
Now I am. Now I am.
Never say that again.
Never say it again. But it's the story part, right? I didn't feel like I had a story to tell. And so we preachers in here, so turn to your neighbor real quick and say, you got a story.
Story.
Real talk, right? I mean, we've all got experiences. We all have things that we're dealing with. We all have things that we're processing. You have a story. And how you decide to share it is up to you, but I don't want you to kind of belittle that. And I think for me, there was fear, hesitation with sharing anything, because I was like, I don't have anything that people want to hear. And then I remember sharing kind of, a little bit about the title to someone. They're like, disappointment? You've been through? Well, we as human, it's like second nature that whatever we are experiencing, it's level 10. And anyone else's situation kind of pales in comparison, right? When we're going through it, it's the real deal, and nobody else can understand what's happening to me because it's not on their level, etc. But we've all got a story, and that's the first thing that I wanted people to recognize. And so when Booker and I met, and he started getting delivered as I was converting him during this process, and I didn't realize it. But we like he said, we were not here in the beginning, and we ultimately got here because I felt like it was working, and so he encouraged me to keep it going. And ultimately, I know that's the reason that I'm here, and so I want everyone to basically be inspired and motivated to pursue your dreams, your goals, your aspirations, despite disappointment and setbacks. Because we know that they're coming, right? So just go ahead and prepare for them because they're going to come. But we're going to push through. And so I'm here to encourage you to get in shape.
It's great. I love it. Raquel, so much of Mad About It explores the tension between expectation and reality. We just talked about this a lot. It's the tension between control and surrender, anger and clarity. Sometimes those things go hand in hand. How did writing this book change the way you now sit with those tensions in your own life? Because it sounds like you weren't quite there at the beginning of the journey.
Yeah, whoo, child. It's wild. I think first I had to give myself grace. And embrace the fact that one, those tensions are okay. And even if today I have it all together, Monday might be different. But we know what to do to get it back on track, right? We're not going to stay there. So I think allowing myself to understand that those moments, those tensions, they're okay. We're human. But ultimately, Betsy, I can't control everything. That's Raquel's struggle. If y'all, secret is out. Oh, that's my boss right there. She had no idea. I just shared. Secret is out, and yeah, down to the weather. I mean, we've already addressed it, but I just want everything in order. I am the person that, we're gonna have a loose plan. I do like to have fun and everything, and if we're on trips and vacations, I don't need an itinerary. But we're just not gonna freestyle everything. There's gonna have to be some order to the expectation of what we're doing. And I think that's just me. And I've got that for almost 43 years, Grandma. So I had to tell myself that one, I don't have to be in control. Oh, you about to say something?
I was just gonna say, baby.
baby.
You got what?
Birthday girl over here 2 days ago. I know we got January jewels in the house. Y'all make some noise. But also, okay, so I can't control everything. And the second thing, and this is going to sound weird, but just go with me because it is in the book and I just said it, but I've also had to learn how to prepare for disappointment. And I don't mean that I'm going to walk around here and say, this is going to fail, I'm not going to do it. I'm not meaning that I'm not going to pray or I'm not going to, do the work that's required. But at the end of the day, this thing is going to play out, and it may be significantly different than how I ever imagined it. And that's okay. That's all right. So as long as I'm comfortable knowing that it's not always going to be what I've expected it to be, I'm okay. And I had to learn that. Because if I'm going to say it, it's going to happen, and it's going to be this way. We got them timelines. And then you start looking confused when way off track from some things you thought were going to happen, right? But we got to continue to push through. And it's okay. Oh, sorry. And within one more. Sorry, my notes. We're going to be all right. But then I was just talking to a friend the other day, and it can get frustrating because you can do the right thing, every single time. The right way. Every single time. And still not get the results you want. That's when it's tough. You can do it right, follow that macaroni and cheese recipe down to the T, still throwing it in the trash. So you can do it right and still not get the right results. But ultimately, there is a reward.
How'd you mess up mac and cheese?
I'm the boss. Mine is good. My mac is good. My mac is good.
It's hard to mess up mac and cheese.
Yeah, I did
you
have a
might
friend.
not be doing it right.
Right. Well, there was a friend one time, real story. She made some, and she was like, was it the milk? The egg. I forgot to put the egg in it. Didn't it say macaroni and cheese? We threw it in the trash.
So right now, my oldest daughter, who's 13, is in Columbia auditioning for the All-State Orchestra. She's a violinist, and I play the violin too. And last night, I had already fallen asleep on the couch because I'm old. It was like, 8:30. And I had fallen asleep on the couch, and she came over and sort of tenderly woke me up, and she said, I'm trying to run through this music one more time, and my violin is totally out of tune. Can you wake up and help me? And it was out of tune. The changes in the weather had made her strings really loose, and it was just kind of flopping around on there, and I thought, hold on a second. You gotta get the tension right. You gotta have the right tension. You gotta tighten up the string, just the right amount, with the hard tuning and the fine tuning to get the right sound, to make it play, to make it perform. And so the tension is needed. Yeah. There's a lesson in everything. My poor child. I was like, wait, there's a lesson here. Okay. As the whole room knows now, I have had the privilege of knowing you well beyond these pages, and I've watched your voice sharpen and deepen over time. So I want to know, what parts of this book, what parts of Mad About It reflect the Rakay Harris that I know, and where do you think readers are meeting a version of you that even your closest friends and colleagues have never met before?
That's a good one. I do consider myself somewhat of an open book. Somewhat. So y'all are going to be surprised by some things, but you won't be surprised by some of the jokes. I'm going to make you laugh a little bit. I hope the humor comes out. The personality is in the book. You'll probably be a little bit surprised with I would say, probably the level of vulnerability. I don't know if everyone will expect me, and Shippy can testify. He's read the book. We can talk. You can answer later, but I don't know if you will expect the openness that you'll get. And I think even those closest to me, I mean, we know the Indiana and basketball, etc. But all the other cool stuff, read the book.
So just read the book. I will say personally, having known you over the years, and I don't have the insight into your soul that Natalie has, for example, or Booker, or some of your other closest friends. Although, by the way, she introduced herself as your best friend. I'm going to give you about 2 more questions to think about where I fall in that. Just kidding. I would never try to compare. But there have been moments in our relationship, and I'm sure you could say the same for me. In fact, I know you could, where I've looked at you or sat across the room from you and thought, something's not quite right. And reading the book, I thought to myself, okay, now I get it. Now I know what some of those signals mean. Now I understand a little bit better what's going on when there is a little bit of a different mask there, something a little different. So I do think your book helps us see you better, and then also probably a little bit of a mirror for ourselves too. So on that note, for readers who may see themselves in these pages, and I'm going to say we have a good mixed crowd here, but I'm going to especially call out women who are navigating identity and ambition and belonging. What do you hope? I'll put myself in here too. What do you hope we feel when we close the book?
That's good. Women, make some noise! I hope you feel that. I hope you feel that when you read the book. But first and foremost, I want everyone to know you're not alone. You don't have to isolate yourself. You don't have to go in a corner. We all got something. We all got something. And so we don't have to share it all, right? I mean, you keep your business, but just know that there's something in this room right now that someone is dealing with. And it's how you're processing it. It's how we're navigating life. And so the first thing I want you to know that you have community. The E in the acrostic acronym, whichever, is, I'll give you today, you read the book to get the shape, all right? The SHAP, S-H-A-P. The E is expand the network or engage your network. And I hope some of that starts today. Because I am heavily convinced that there are dreams, goals, and visions and aspirations in this room that are connected. And they only come into fruition if we engage each other and figure out what is it that we need to do to build community. So clap your hands if you agree with that right now. And then the other thing, I mean, I think I said it, I'm probably saying it like 5 times, but it's all good. Y'all gonna understand before you leave here. But you'll learn, I hope you walk away knowing that you're not alone, you have community, but that you're engaged and motivated and inspired to push through whatever difficulty you're currently experiencing. That's learning Rickay's 5 stages of disappointment and then being pushed through to get in shape. So I hope that you're encouraged to pursue and continue to finish.
All right. So last question, and then, I don't know, do we have time for, we might be getting close. Maybe we could take.
Yeah. Just come holler at me if you have a question.
Okay, all right. We'll do Q&A for book 2.
There you go.
All right. So, Rickay, now that Mad About You is officially out in the world, what conversations do you hope it sparks around kitchen tables or book clubs in quiet moments where we do indeed realize that we're not alone?
So what's up? I want you all to get off the couch. Right? Whatever it is that you need to motivate. And I'm not talking about going to the gym, but if you've already been doing that, yeah. But our getting shape is metaphorical, right? But I want you to get up off the couch. I hope that people, after today's discussion, the conversations are, how can I push you? How can I encourage you? How can I help support you? Right? So that you don't grow weary in well-doing. Those are the conversations that I hope spark after today's conversation. Today is January 10th. I don't necessarily do a New Year's resolution, but I'm sure we've got some resolutions or goals or something that we set on January 1st. And Bethany can't answer, but how long do you think from January 1st before that vision or goal or dream or that attitude dies? Throw out some dates.
January 2nd.
We got 2nd. Dang, Carol said it's 2nd.
She's moving backwards.
She's moving. January, what else we got? They said February. January 14th. Y'all have 4 days from today before you decide if that goal, that vision, that dream that you wrote down on 1/1 is going to make it through 2026. That's crazy work. In 4 days, you'll decide how the rest of your 2026 is going to look. And it's my hope that because of today's conversation, we push on the 21st so that it can become a habit. Then once that habit is formed, we can make it through the year.
That's right.
But I mean, I hope I get my stuff back on the 15th. Y'all can quit going to the gym. Y'all all on treadmills and everything. I'm just playing. Keep going. And so I'll end with this. I want conversations of motivation. Keep going, sister. Keep going, brother. You can do it. And this is the outro of the book. I'll give you this last nugget. Prepare for the disappointment. Not negatively. I'm just saying, I'm not going to fail, but just prepare for it to look differently than you might have expected. We're going to prepare for disappointment. We're going to push through despite disappointment. And we're going to persevere through the disappointment. That's a continuous cycle. That's what keeps you in shape. If y'all good with that, clap your hands and let me know that you're excited about it.
Rickay Harris, everybody.
Thank you, Sigma, y'all. All right. We made it, y'all. We made it. Woo! I'm so excited. I love y'all and appreciate everyone that's in this room. Get you some food, get you some snacks. I'm gonna turn the music back on. I can't remember if I didn't thank everybody, but the last person, Betsy, thank you for that conversation. And the last 2 people I have to thank are the girls. Snoop, TNT, make some noise. Love y'all, man. And obviously my family. I got my mom here. I got my grandma here. And my dad. in the back. I am nothing without them. Thank y'all. Love y'all. Have a great day.